What is creativity? Educationalist Ken Robinson defines it as the process of having original ideas that have value. But to be honest, when we think about it, there's no one definition for creativity. Everyone has a slightly different idea of what it means. Welcome to the beautiful city of Dundee, famous for the 3 J's, jute, jam and journalism. What we plan to show you today during this short film is that there's so much more to Dundee than just the 3 J's. Specifically, we want to show off the creative side of Dundee, of which there's quite a lot. First on our tour of Dundee, the Dundee Rep Theatre, where we were able to talk to a theatre studies professor and self-proclaimed playwright.
Hi, so what's your name?
My name's Mark Robson.
Mark Robson. And what is it you do, Mark?
I'm a professor at the university in English and Theatre Studies.
Theatre Studies, good, good. Well, first question is, what do you think creativity is?
I think the main thing is that it tends to be not so much coming up with something from scratch and from nothing, but instead about trying to combine existing things and find what already exists.
Okay,
put them together in a different way.
Okay. So how would you use creativity in your line of work?
Well, partly I'm a playwright, which is one of the reasons I'm
Why
still
are you
outside the rep. But also in terms of teaching, what I try to do is to make everything that I do responsive to the students who happen to be in the room at any one time.
Good.
So rather than going in there knowing what I want from them, I want to try and find out what they already have and what they're interested in.
And developing it from there.
Absolutely. So with any luck, even if you're repeating the same class, it comes out different every time because you've got a different set of people in there.
Yeah, good. Good. Okay. Thank you very much.
No problem.
Thank you.
Next on our whistle-stop tour of Creative Dundee is the DCA, where we were able to chat to a gallery assistant as well as check out the shop and current exhibitions. So firstly, what is your name and what do you do here at the DCA?
My name is Kuncham Lee and I am a gallery assistant.
Okay. Now, the first question is, what does creativity mean to you? What is creativity?
I think creativity is using your imagination and make it happen.
Secondly, how do you use creativity in your line of work?
I studied in art college and luckily I'm working in the art college art center, so it helped me a lot, and especially in the gallery we get regular turnaround shows, new artists comes, and my job is help visitors to get engaged with the artwork.
It's kind of like us, helping us to get engaged with.
Yep.
Thank you very much. A short drive up the road brought us to East Coast Tattoo Studio, where we were able to chat with a tattoo artist and a graffiti artist on their views on creativity.
I'm here with Gav Guyan today. Gav's a graffiti artist and many other things. But what does creativity mean to you, Gav?
Freedom.
Freedom?
For me personally, it's something that's just for me. If I can produce something that somebody else can appreciate and they do something that inspires them, then that's
That's your job done?
That's the job done, right?
So you say that you do it for a personal thing, but you also say that you want to inspire others as well.
I would like to think so. You know what I mean?
So how do you use creativity in your line of work then? How do you use it?
Quite spontaneous. I've never really got any sort of structure to it.
Okay. Coming up in 3 words, what is creativity?
Thanks a lot for that.
And one more thing, freedom.
Freedom, man. Freedom.
Okay.
Freedom.
I'm here today in East Coast Tattoo Studio with, what's your name?
Beatriz Villacorta.
Beatriz Villacorta. She's a tattoo artist here, and I'm going to ask her, what do you think creativity is? What is your opinion of creativity?
I believe creativity is when I think you also have to find it. So it's not something that we got inside. I think you need to find your ways to be creative, and
Okay. How do you use creativity? How do you use it here?
I guess in everywhere. I mean, you can use creativity just for your customers when you're gonna design something for them, or in any way. So because what we do as tattoo artists concerns, not just artists, you need to have creativity with your pictures online, with your websites, and so it's every single thing you could do, you're gonna use it.
Yeah, of course. If you could describe creativity in 3 words, how would you do it? What is creativity?
Creativity, I will just say, is passion. I would say is part of talent as well.
Okay.
And I am married. On the third one, I don't know, I will just say that too. It's a passion and your own intentions to look for something new, something that you have not seen before.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Following the tattoo studio, we made our way to the Rose Angle Arts Cafe to try and find some creative people there. I'm here just outside the Rose Angle Arts Cafe, and would you like to tell us your name and what you do?
My name's Rosa Michelson. I'm a senior lecturer in information systems in the University of Dundee.
Okay. Now, just 2 quick questions. The first is, what does creativity mean to you? What does that word mean to you?
Well, I think that creativity is something that human beings do have as innate property. So what do I mean by that? I think that we have to be creative to interact with other human beings because we have to respond very quickly and meaningfully to when we communicate with them. And I think probably that we have to be very creative to survive in evolutionary terms. So I think it's quite a deep-seated part of an aspect of human behaviour.
Could you sum up creativity in 3 words?
I actually think that's too hard. I think creativity is a word, like a lot of other words, which is overloaded with meaning.
Yeah.
And it has an essential philosophical aspect to it, in that it's very difficult to sum up. But some of the things I associate with creativity are excitement and enjoyment.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us.
You.
I'm here once again at the Rose Angle Arts Cafe with
Laura!
and Laura, can you tell us what do you study?
I study illustration at the art school.
Illustration at the art school. So
Yeah.
illustration obviously requires a lot of creativity. So what does creativity mean to you?
I would say creativity means to me, it's thinking outside the box really. It's thinking in ways which probably don't go sort of straight, so your mind's always going off in different directions. You're taking influence from different people, from your surroundings, from really deep inside you as well. So finding a lot more meaning to things and finding symbolism and stuff like that in creativity.
So how do you put creativity to use within your course, like practically?
I guess like in 4th year we have to write a lot of our own projects. So in that sense you're really trying to bring out who you are within your work and sort of drawing things in from other people. Like for me personally, I'm really interested in like other people's stories and like human beings. So So trying to think in ways which sort of respect that, but also sort of show their full potential through art and through my projects as well. Yeah.
Great. And last question, if you could describe creativity in 3 words, if you can, what would those 3 words be?
I'd say meaningful, unpredictable, and amazing.
You're the first person to be able to answer all 3 words, so thanks very much for taking time to speak to us, Laura. Thank you.
Hi, we're here in Boudoir, cocktail bar with TT. Now TT, first thing I'm going to ask you is what you think creativity is.
I think creativity is a saviour in our world. I think it's so many people are mundane, like so many people are ordinary these days and are getting sucked into like technology, the modern world, and I think creativity is a way to express yourself and to just live your life.
Good, I like that answer, that's good. How do you use creativity in what you do, either at your work or in your everyday life?
Well, I work here at a cocktail bar, which so the creativity kind of comes in with cocktails. You have to be able to present them nicely, but I'm also an artist, which obviously is basically just creativity. And I definitely use it in everyday life, everything I do, not even just my art, the way I live my life. But I think it's really important.
If you could sum up creativity in 3 words, what would those 3 words be? People have found it difficult.
It's like a way of life. You always have to choose that as my way of life. Just a sort of different way of looking at things. Sorry, that's so many words.
No, that's good. But it's difficult to do it in 3 words, that's why we'll ask that. Most people have not been able to answer that one.
One of Dundee's claims to fame in terms of creativity is its world-renowned art school. We were fortunate enough to be able to go and speak to members of staff and students to be able to find out their interpretations of what creativity means.
For me, it is an engagement by the individual in materials, their world around them, every single detail that's in their image when they view. And the creativity is how your brain responds to each of these individual stimulus that's in your vision. So whether it be the sunlight falling on a wall, or whether it's the child tripping and going headfirst onto the floor, all of that is what happens in your head when you view that is your creativity, and you can work that up, or you can hide from it, and that's your engagement in your world.
Yeah.
That's a lot more than 3 words.
Well, that was perfect. And would you be willing to give a few examples of how you feel that you put creativity to action in your daily life or in your line of work?
Well, I suppose for me personally, a lot of nature comes out in everything that I do, and when I see a student completely and utterly stuck, I suggest they go for a walk, and they take a beach walk or a forest walk or something like that, and just respond to what they see, bring things back, put things in, just because there's a very easy thing that's very natural for human beings to engage with. It's just what's in front of you, and there's the ground. And a lot of people will say it's all dirt, but in actual it's earth. It's where you grow your food. So there's all of that that comes out of me, especially into the students.
Great. Well, thanks very much for taking time to speak to us.
I'm here at Duncan and Jordanstone with Andy Milligan, who is a lecturer in environmental design. Yes. Andrew's kindly agreed to answer a few questions on creativity today. So I'm going to ask you, first of all, Andrew, what does creativity mean to you?
Creativity means something quite human and universal, something that is across all disciplines and all borders. It's something innately human.
Okay. In your line of work, how do you use creativity?
Well, I do it in two different ways. One is a sort of, I act as a sort of conduit for those who are training in a particular discipline to find creative methods to get intellectual ideas, mental images, foggy notions out of their head and out into the world in some particular way. We do that in a number of ways through drawing and modelling, but also talking.
Okay. Yeah. Now, recently you were on an international creative, was it a seminar? Or?
Yeah, it was an event that places creativity at the heart of what is happening across Europe. It involves 8 different nations, including a Chinese institution. It brings 200 students together, usually in level 2, level 3 of their higher education, from places like Italy, Switzerland, Scotland, England, Belgium, Germany, etc. And what it gives, it allows them to play with a creative theme, a shared creative theme, usually something involving some ethical dimension of something about design, creativity and society. And they split into 20 teams and they respond to 10 urban sites in the city. And every February this travels around the site in Europe. They're there for a week. And the theme that the students had to respond to as international teams, one of 20 teams, was Feed the Planet. Okay, so they have a few days in which to do very quick-paced creative responses to real situations, real slippery issues, difficult topics.
Yeah.
We call it, I guess, weird and wonderful challenges in society. Yeah.
So how did you find the results of that then? What did they come up with?
Well, what the students were asked to do, and none of them were really from an overt art and design discipline. Yeah. So what they were given with was a 1 metre by 1 metre blank canvas. But they're predominantly design students, so they don't operate in that. And that was their surface in which they had to kind of create a response to one of these 10 sites in the city. Okay. So quite a difficult challenge, and really it's about creativity. In order to kind of really grow your creativity, you've really got to get out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
You cannot change by doing the same regular thing. So that's what that particularly creative exercise does.
Good. If you were to be asked, how would you sum up creativity in 3 words? Would you be able to do it?
Risk, uncertainty, and challenge.
Good. Okay. We're here at Duncan Jordanstone with Martha, who is a second-year interior design student. I'm going to ask you 3 questions, Martha. First one, what do you think creativity is?
Creativity is using, I'd say, a part of your brain that you don't normally use to think about things in a different way, maybe.
I'm here with Irene, who is a second-year interior design student. How do you make use of creativity in your course or in your everyday life?
Well, in interior we think about like, spaces and how that can help other people in the community, and we normally just sketch and things like that.
I'm here with Helen, who is another second-year interior design student. If you could describe creativity in 3 words, what would they be?
Maybe vibrant, because it's a very alive kind of thing. Inventive, maybe?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Not sure.
That's cool. Well, thanks very much for taking the time to speak to us.
Okay, we are downstairs at Duncan Jordanstone with Abu, who is a 3rd-year interior design student here. So Abu, I'm going to ask you what you think creativity is. What is creativity to you?
Creativity means a lot of things to me. It's like, well, first of all, get inspired to be creative. That is one thing which is really hard to, when once you like, first of all when you get a project, it's like, you need to get your creativity going, you're looking for inspiration. But my creativity starts with colleagues. That's how I bounce off with each other. That's how my creativity starts. I can't work on my own. Okay. I like working with people. I like suggesting ideas to people. I like people telling me stuff. Yeah. That's so where my creativity works.
So the collaborative aspect of it is what suits you.
What suits me.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Okay, I'm here at Freedom Hairdressing in Dundee with Irvin Miskell-Reid, the best hairdresser in Dundee. So Irvin, I'm going to ask you one question just now. What does creativity mean to you? What is creativity?
For us, I think it's reacting to a stimulus from everything that's around you, whether it's from music, from architecture, from books, from words especially. I know this is an image business, but I find that words go to play in your mind, and then that paints a picture. It's said that paint is worth 1,000 words. Well, the opposite is also true.
Yeah.
That a few words can make magic in your imagination. So that to me is creativity and innovation. I think as well is a big thing with that.
Yeah.
Certainly what we do. And we're creative every day with clients, but within that creativity, I think we need to engage with another person. Collaboration is a big thing about it.
Yeah.
And in the shop, in our industry, we collaborate with the client almost daily. If you're doing a consultation and discussing what the client wants.
Yeah.
So I think collaboration is a big thing.
Yeah.
It's part of creativity as well.
Okay, so moving on from that, how do you use creativity in everyday life, here in the shop or in your life?
Right.
Which is probably the shop probably is your life.
Yeah, well it is actually, yes. Focusing on a situation or a challenge, and then again going back to the collaboration thing, working with people, the people that we work with, for the people that come in, i.e. the clients.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of that as well. And again, I think it's got to do with listening and being aware of what's going on round about you.
Yeah.
And that means in general. I mean, whether it's what's happening in Dundee at the moment, whether it's what's happening in the lifestyles across the world or in the UK, you have to respond to that.
Good.
One of the sad things is that I find that young people nowadays, the young kids that I've got, they never ever pick up magazines. I was totally influenced by magazines. They get their information in a different way.
Yeah.
And now it's up to us as the grown-ups, or this grown-up, to actually go and find out where they're finding their creativity. And it's definitely from technology and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's also got to be in short bites. That's the other thing that I'm finding.
Yeah.
They're not even prepared to read articles in magazines.
Yeah.
If it's longer than 3 paragraphs, it's far too much.
Okay. So taking that short paragraph thing into account, how would you sum up creativity in 3 words or a sentence, or how would you sum up creativity?
3 words. If it was only 3 words, I'd have to say it'd have to be I don't know. Because that's far too few words, but if we're going to break it down to words, I would say inventive, visionary and stimulating.
Perfect. That's great.
About it. Yeah, I would say.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
So from the footage there, you can see that creativity is very vast and people have their own opinions on it. Now we're going to take the opportunity to deliver what we think creativity is to you and give you the opportunity to feedback to us. Thanks for watching.